Okay, the card has your name on it?
Yes.
All right, and go ahead with the number, please.
It's 3, 2, 1. Good evening. We are live on television right now with an investigation into scam callers. We have the FBI on the line. They are tracking this phone number as we speak. Sir, what is your full name again?
If you guys have AT&T, you might want to check your bills right now because tons of people are being overcharged. I just got done spending an entire hour on the phone, over an hour, trying to fix our bill. They charged us nearly $200 more. And after combing through my bill, I found out that they have been charging me for nearly over 2 years for some turbo internet stuff that I was told when I went into the store years ago. I was told for being a loyal customer, it was a free feature for 2 of the phones. Come to find out, they have been charging me for all these years. And whenever I spoke to a manager, well, the supervisor, because the manager said she could only go back 3 months. And then the supervisor told me that, no, I cannot be refunded because I was in the store and verbally accepted, which is bullcrap because there should be some sort of paper trail of me signing, agreeing to pay more money every single month. We were upgrading my daughter's bill at the time. So I was already expecting the bill to go up because of her phone. I should have looked more closely because they put on those extra fees and we never did. And only now, because they overcharged us 1 month, now I look into it and find that it's on there and they can't even refund me. This is bullcrap. For being a loyal customer for over 10 years, we are like this close to switching. This is awful customer support. I'm sorry. You should trust your customer. I know if I sign something to pay for additional fees, I didn't realize I had to check my bill every single month to make sure you don't add extra fees on top. So if you're an AT&T customer, I highly recommend go look at your bill because they likely are putting on extra things that you had no idea you signed up for because they tell you they're perks or for being a loyal customer.
Hello, Squirrel Tribe. Do you remember when you were younger or older or whenever, and you would have a birthday or an anniversary or anything good happen to you and people would give you cards and they put money in it? Used to be back in the day, people would put money. I remember when I was little, I loved getting birthday cards that had money in it that I could go to the mall and spend. I would go to Claire's. I would go to Sanrio Surprises. I would go to the used bookstore. I would go to all different kinds of places and spend that money because everybody loves money in their hands, right? Dollar bills, 5s, 10s, 20s. And if you were lucky, if somebody really loved you, you might get a $50 or $100 bill in a birthday card or a Christmas card or whatever when you were younger. Well, as you get older, people have moved more to gift cards, which is fine, generally speaking. Generally speaking, gift cards are great. I've talked about them numerous times here on Squirrel Tribe that gift cards can be great when you want to go make a purchase and you don't want to take your bank card. You don't want to have your credit cards with you. You don't want a pocket full of cash. You can just take a gift card. 99% of the time, I'm all for it. Until that 1% happens. And that 1%, it's not because the gift card is bad. It's because the company that runs the gift card is a scam. Listen, my mother-in-law, I love her more than anything in this world. She got my husband, her son, a gift card for his birthday / our welcome to your new home move-in gift, right? She got him a gift card, a $500 gift card. She got him one of these. She got him this specific one. This is the specific gift card that she got him right here. And I want you guys to see this. I need you to understand the conversation we're about to have when it comes to not Visa. Yes, this is a Visa gift card, but this is a vanilla, all right? Vanilla Visa gift card. I believe you can get these at Dollar Tree, maybe Dollar General, maybe Walmart. I'm not 100% sure everywhere you can buy these, but what I do know is we were so excited to have this. $500 on this card. We went to Lowe's today, and after, if you've seen yesterday's video, this morning's video, about Home Depot and their whole pay for parking thing, you'll understand why going to Lowe's was kind of ironic today. But we went to Lowe's. And we went to go get a new pole for the flag that we have for the front of the house, the American flag, the United States flag, the stripes and stars, right? Stars and stripes, I think is how you're supposed to say it. So we went to go get a new pole because we wanted a white one instead of a silver one. And while we're there, they have a lot of patio outdoor kind of furniture things at Lowe's. And we needed something for the house. And we have a covered back porch kind of area that's just open and there's not really anywhere to sit. And we have family coming into town next week. And we were like, it'd be really nice if we could all just sit outside while it's nice out before it's hot as I'll get out here in Florida and just have some chairs and something nice to sit on and a table to put, food or drinks or whatever. And so we're looking at Lowe's and they had like the perfect setup and it was $800 for this perfect setup. Well, we had a $500 Visa gift card, plus I had a
What lesson took you the longest to unlearn? Mine was that I can't fix everybody, and I shouldn't be with people if I'm trying to fix them. I need to learn how to be supportive and actually love someone for once.
Something interesting about me is that every single person in my family has had a stalker. My whole family being me, my older sister, my mom, and my dad. I didn't really put two and two together that everyone had had a stalker until my parents and my sister were trying to give me advice on my own situation that I realized, oh, so we've all dealt with a stalker before, cool. A big difference is that both of my parents' stalkers were of the opposite gender, versus me and my sister both had stalkers that were girls. So whenever I would tell this story, people would be like, hold on, she? For me, it all started in my freshman year of college. She was in the same class as I was. I think her and I had a total of maybe 2 conversations, if I'm being generous. I could tell that there was something just a little bit off about her. One of the interactions I had with her, I remember it was me and one of my really good friends who was also in the class that we had together. And me and her were just looking back and forth because she was making such weird comments and just acting very strange. That was the last in-person conversation I had with her before she DM'd me asking to hang out. And obviously, based on the first interaction I had with her, I personally wasn't going to be fake or lead her on when I knew I didn't want to pursue a friendship. Months go by and she texted me asking if we could get drinks or something. It was via Instagram DM, so I just never opened the DM until a couple months later. I finally opened it and saw a massive paragraph in all caps full of rageful text. I am gonna be so honest, it was so incoherent and I couldn't even tell you what she was talking about. All I remember is responding, "I'm sorry, what?" ? And then she blocked me. At this point, I was super confused, but I was like, honestly, whatever. She clearly has something going on. I know I didn't do anything, so I just ignored it and moved past it. After this, I saw her a couple of times on and around campus, and she did not look well. Her hair was matted, her skin was so dry and peeling off. I don't know what it was, but she just looked so not okay, she was not taking care of herself. And every time I saw her, she avoided eye contact, she didn't look at me, she completely avoided me and ignored me. I just left her alone. If she was gonna leave me alone, I was gonna leave her alone. Summer came, I thought it was all over until about the middle of summer, I started receiving texts ranging from people who I went to high school with all the way in California and people who I had never even spoke to in my college. I ran out of time, so go to part 2 if you want to watch the rest of the story.
The craziest and scariest person tried to scam me yesterday, and I feel like some people would believe it, so I'm sharing the story so no one gets scammed by this creepy person. A message from a person claiming to be the PR manager of Triangle Swimwear. First thing I do is check the email, because if it's at gmail.com, it's obviously not Triangle. It was at trianglesocial.com, so I was like, okay, maybe this could be it. Go and look up who is the PR manager at Triangle, and it is the same person's name that this scammer used. Okay, things are adding up so far. Content of the email was so professional. Even at the end, they had an Australian address, which I'm pretty sure is where Triangle is located. I respond, trying to learn more. I say something like, yes, I'd be interested. Then they start talking about a rehearsal video and sending modeling pictures. I went as far to have a whole professional looking PDF saying what you're supposed to do in the rehearsal video. We're emphasizing being in a bikini, a cheeky bikini, and doing a 360 turn. So they need modeling pictures for sizing references and they want front, back, and side. After this, I was like, this is very, very weird. DM the actual Triangle account. Just like, hey, is this your guys' PR manager email? Because if not, they're literally scamming people with your name. He said, no, it's a scam. They only use at triangle.com emails. It's just so crazy because they used the actual PR manager's name. The email address had a .com email, which I thought was harder to get than it actually is. So professional, and they even knew that Triangle recently changed their sizes and used that as an excuse for why they wanted pictures. Disgusting and honestly so creepy. So please be safe out there and always do your research and double check with the actual brand that this is the correct email.
Okay, get ready with me as I talk about how I scammed my long-distance boyfriend on Hinge. What? How I met my long-distance boyfriend on Hinge. But because I scammed him. But it worked out because he's my boyfriend now. Okay, anyways. Okay, so when I was single, I was on Hinge and I was just going on dates. It was like, what I had there was, like, not sure what I'm looking for type shit. But I was on Hinge, going on dates, meeting people, wasn't going very well. Like, Vancouver is, like, a big city, but once you know one person, you know at least 10 other mutuals. So, it wasn't great, and so I was bored. And I was like, okay, on Hinge, if you don't know, you can change your location. I was like, you know what? Let's try out this feature. I mean, it's an available free feature. Might as well. So I changed my location to a bunch of places, and then I landed in London, England. Mind you, I went into this not expecting anything because I was like, this is across the fucking ocean. Nothing's gonna happen. And I had like a little like a quick reply for if I do match with a guy, because I was like, I'm just gonna match just to see how like they speak over here or whatever, or how they flirt, I guess. And then I was matching with people, but I'd be like, oh, like if they asked to meet, I'd be like, sorry, like I was just there on a layover. But I'm back home now, so I'm afraid we can't meet. And then they'll be like, oh, that's a bummer. And then we'd stop talking. And I'm like, totally fine. I wasn't expecting anything going into this to begin with. And then I matched with this one guy. And then we started talking. And then it went really well. But he was really nice. Conversation went so smoothly. Like, I didn't have to try super hard carrying the conversation. And then he asked to meet as well. And then I had to tell him, hey, sorry, I'm like back home now. Expecting the same response. But then he was like, oh, that's fine. We can just keep talking. Do you want to get off the app? And like, we could just keep it cash. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a fucking pen pal from across the fucking ocean, but sure. We moved over to Instagram, and then we started talking there. And then since then, we just started speaking every day. Like, conversation was good. We always had something to talk about. But both of us knew, like, this wasn't really gonna go anywhere. And, like, neither of us, like, we've talked about it now, like, expected anything out of it. But it was nice to have someone to speak to. But mind you, there's an 8-hour time difference. So if it's morning here, it's pretty much nighttime for him and vice versa. But it was good. Like, it was fine. We both knew that we were both, like, still on the app. We were still speaking to other people. And we were totally cool with it. But we just kept talking every day. It was so weird. And then my dumbass started drunk calling him. Because we also decided to FaceTime one time, just because we've been talking for like a couple of weeks now, so we wanted to FaceTime properly. And it was good. It was really good. It was just like we were messaging. Everything went well. And then I started like drunk calling him, and he would answer every time, even though he's at work. And I was like, this guy's way too fucking sweet. But again, still, nothing serious. And then come around my birthday. My birthday is in April. He knew about it, and I had like a party, and he was like messaging my friend because she mentioned to me that, oh, hey, by the way, he followed me on Instagram. And I was like, oh, weird, okay. But like, she was on FaceTime with us before, so I'm like, okay, probably because they've spoken before. No big deal, nothing. I had my party. He like, my friend, we also drunk called him at my birthday. And he was really sweet. He still picked up, even though it was super early for him because of the time difference. And then I slept over at my friend's house, and then the next day I went home after I was like carrying all my presents, like the half-eaten cake, and then I go to the front door and there's a fucking big bouquet of orange flowers, which orange is my favorite color. Looked at the note. It was from him. He got me flowers from all the way over there for my birthday. I thought that was really sweet. And from that day, I knew I was fucking cooked. I was messaging with a fucking group chat. I was like, guys, I can't, I'm catching feels. I can't be doing this shit. And like, we talk about it now as well. Like, there's been multiple times where we're like telling our friends, oh, like, I should stop speaking to him. Like, it's not gonna go anywhere. Like, I don't know, it's too hard. Long distance is crazy. Like, who could even fucking fathom that thought? But yeah, from then on, we still continued to talk every day, and then we would FaceTime a lot more frequently. And then I was like, fuck, this is dangerous territories. And then around June, he was talking about how him and his friends want to visit Vancouver, Canada, like just see what's over here. And then I was like, that's cool, like we can meet when you're here and I can show you around. And then unfortunately that trip fell out because his friends like got busy or they were unable to, and then so it was just kind of a bummer. Until end of June, he was just like, hey, what if like we do something? Like what if like we go on a trip together, or what if I visit you there? And I was like, you're insane, but yes. So by the end of June, he bought flights to come see me here for a bit over a week. For the first time meeting, don't know this man. Yeah, I could be a fucking serial killer for all he knows. But he booked a flight to come meet me for the first time. Crazy fucking work. This is getting fucking long, so if you're still listening, fucking God bless you. So he booked his flights end of June, but he wasn't coming till end of August. So it like we've been waiting a while, and then like this is where we kind of like start talking about real shit. Like, oh, like you know, if like scenario time, like, do you think you could ever do long distance type shit? And then we were just like we talk about shit like that. And we were both cooked at this point, fucking fried. Fucking well done at this point. But now it's fucking end of August. He packed his bags, hopped on the flight, and then all of a sudden I'm fucking driving to YVR to pick up this man I've never met before, and I was shitting my pants. I pick him up, I see him. This man was not catfishing me. It's just a young, fine, tall, and handsome. Check, 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 check. The whole time he was here, we got an Airbnb together, and we pretty much just like, I just showed him around Vancouver. We had a great time. Everything was just like how it was, speaking on the phone, FaceTiming. It was fucking perfect. Like, it didn't feel real. Like, I had to like, sometimes like, sit back, be like, hold up, I met this man off a fucking Hinge, across the fucking ocean. Everything went well. And then we went out one day. He asked me to be his girlfriend. I, of course, said yes. I was like, this man is not leaving this country without being my man. And then we started dating. But we're long distance, so it fucking sucks balls. But we're making it work. He went back after a little over a week. And then he came back end of October. Because we were like, the wait is insane. And we spent Halloween together, so that was really fun. But since then, we have not been able to see each other because I work retail. So we have blackout periods, so I'm unable to take time off from like November to beginning of February. However, in November, I booked flights to come see him, and I will be flying tomorrow, and I'll be landing exactly on Valentine's Day. So after 3 months of not seeing my long distance boyfriend, I'll be able to see him on Valentine's Day too. Anyways, I think I'm done. Anyways, that's how I met my long distance boyfriend on Hinge. I can't wait to fucking see him. Valentine's Day nails. Okay, bye.
Let him go. Let him go. You have been sad over him for quite some time now. Don't ever allow someone to take your love from you. It's not theirs to take. That guy or girl is not your only source of love. Love is within you, and it's always yours.
Y'all, the creepiest thing just happened to me today. And this is a PSA for everyone looking for jobs to be freaking careful. So I graduated from Texas Christian University last December, and yesterday when I was out with my mom, I got an email from the psychology department at TCU inquiring about a job opportunity as a student aide in the psychology department. I thought the whole thing was kind of weird from the get-go because I'm not even a student at TCU anymore. Also, when I was a student there, I wasn't even a psychology major, so I don't know like how they got my email, but whatever. I really need a job right now. I need money, so I decided to go through with it. The directions stated to text this lady, one of the professors in the psychology department, your name, your email, and your grade at TCU. Nothing really out of the ordinary so far. They asked me to send my resume, my availability, whatever. Nothing crazy, nothing suspicious. But today is where it got weird. I woke up to a text from this person asking me to go to the nearest store affiliated with the department, which made no sense. I was like, a store affiliated with the psychology department? I don't know what you're asking me. But basically asking me to go there and see if they have the supplies that are needed for this job. We were going back and forth. I still didn't really understand what they were asking me because they worded it just like really strangely. So then I checked my email and there was a list of 3 supplies that I was going to need for this job. So they asked when the earliest time I could go to one of these department stores such as Walmart or Target and see if these supplies are available. I told them that I could go within the hour, and thank goodness my fiance had just gotten home from work, and so I asked him to go with me. And I thought this part was really weird too because the person asked me to let them know when I got to the department store, but whatever, I did it anyway. So my fiance and I drove to our nearest Walmart and I texted the person when I got there. Then it just kept getting weirder and weirder because the person asked me for the specific address of the Walmart that I was at. Right after that, I got a text from them saying that I needed to go to the electronic department and ask for these 3 supplies and if they carried them in store. Once I did that, I texted them and told them that they did not carry them in store, but they did carry them online, and all they said was, noted. So my fiance and I are walking out the door and I get a text message from the person again telling me to go to the prepaid card section, which like, what? Just say gift cards. Long story short, they asked me to buy a $500 Apple gift card for whatever reason that just absolutely made 0 sense. And literally at the exact same moment, I get an email from some payroll person with a $1,700 check. But the only way to deposit the check was to put your account number on it. I don't know. Anyway, way too many sketchy things going on, so me and my fiance just left. The more I thought about it, I just got really creeped out because something really bad could have happened, especially if I went by myself. So ladies, always be careful, especially when you're applying for a job.
There's a new scam in town. There's a new scam in town. Hear me out, okay? I can't even believe this. I literally just got off the call with them right now. These people call me in an 079 number. I normally never answer the numbers that I don't know, but this time I was like, let me answer. There's someone who called me in an 079 number during the weekend. Maybe it's them again. Ngiphendula call. So ngiphendula call, guys. I'm like, hi. The lady on the other end, she's like, hi ma'am, this is am I speaking to Miss, says my full names and surname, in full. But what was very alarming for me was that she spoke in a very thick West African accent. A very, very thick. There's no way that a South African call center will have someone with a very thick West African accent working there. There's no way. But I was like, okay, let me hear what this person is about. Ma'am, you are speaking to Inspector. I couldn't get her name. She said she's an inspector from Bramfisher International Airport. Bramfisher International Airport is an airport somewhere in Free State or in Bloemfontein, I think. Could be wrong. A whole inspector of a customs department in an airport in South Africa is West African. Jan. How? So I'm like, hey, yeah, this is a scam already. That's already I concluded. I was like, this is a scam. Why am I wasting my time with these people? But I was like, let me listen. Okay. She's like, yes, we received a package with your information, confirms my full names again, my phone number. And as she was about to say my ID number, the line starts breaking. I'm like, hey, ma'am, I cannot hear you. Please try to move around or try to call me back. I hang up. And then she calls me back with a different number. Now the number is 070. Yeah, 070 number. She's like, yes, ma'am, this is Inspector Antontoni. I was saying we received a package from you and your ID number is, again, says my ID number. Guys, when I told you that was my ID number, she did not miss a number. It was exactly it. At that point, I was like, hey, what's happening here? I was like, no, ma'am, that is not my ID number. When I answered her, I was like, no, ma'am, that is not my ID number. I don't know where you got those details from, but that is not my ID number, and I did not send any package. I am not expecting any package. I don't know where you got my details from. And then she's like, oh, let me give my manager, maybe you'd want to speak to him. I'm like, okay, give your manager the phone. I don't even know why I was entertaining these people, because at that point I already knew this is a fucking scam. But she goes and gives the manager the phone. The manager, guys, the manager picks up. He's like, hi ma'am, you're speaking to officer Don. Did he say inspector or officer? I can't remember. But yeah, he's the manager there. Now, the manager again speaks in a very thick Indian accent. Not the Durban accent, Durban South African accent that we know, the Indian South African accent. No. He speaks in a very thick Indian accent, like, you know, very, very, very thick. At that point I was like, why am I entertaining these people? But I was like, let me listen. Manager says, yes ma'am, we received this package from you. Not from you, we received this package with your information. Says my full name, surname, my phone numbers and my ID number. And this package was going to Mumbai, and we discovered there's about 15 to 20 passports in the package, and there's narcotics, there's MB, I don't know, MB what that is in there. Do you know what this MB what is? Do you know how serious this offense is, ma'am? This is a very serious offense. I'm like, oh no. Sir, do you know where that package is coming from? Can you not trace where that package is coming from? Because I didn't send any package, and that is not my ID number on the package. You know how that man was so certain that that is my ID number? He was so stern. He was like, this is your ID number, this is what we got on the package, and this package is from you. I'm like, nope, that package is not from me at all. I did not send any package. I am not receiving any package. I don't even know what you're talking about. That's not my ID number. That man was so certain, telling me about do you know how serious this offense is? In my mind, I'm like, if I was talking to an officer, also if I had committed such serious offenses, there was no way I was going to be going back and forth with an officer or an inspector or an investigator on a call. Those people will be in my door. Better yet, I'll be in cells already. I would not be going back and forth on a call with them. Already. So yeah, I was like, you know what, you're wasting my time. Please stop calling me. I know your location, I know where you are, and I've called the cops. They are on their way to you. Stop fucking calling me. And I hung up. So guys, please let us know. Just let me know, what is it exactly that they're looking for? Because I didn't get to a point where I know, or they asked me for something, or I didn't get to that point. Benzani, Gwenzwan.